The Book of Leviticus, Chapter 11, from the Sunday School Bible, 1445 BC.
Copyright The Sunday School Bible, LLC, 2025. All rights reserved. Clean versus unclean animals. The Lord said to Moses and to Aaron, "Speak to the children of Israel Jacob, saying, These are the four-footed land animals that you will eat among all the animals on the earth." Note, the King James Version uses the word beast in Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1, when speaking about clean animals. However, the first Hebrew Bible, the Masoretic text, uses the term behemoth, which more specifically describes quadrupeds or four-footed land animals, such as cattle. Later in Leviticus, the King James Version describes fish, birds, and creepy things as distinctly different animals from beasts. Therefore, to maintain clarity, the SSB will use the term four-footed land animal, wherever the Hebrew Bible uses the term behemoth. End of land animals. The Lord continued speaking to Moses and to Aaron. You may eat any four-footed land animal that has parted hooves, hooves that are split into two distinct toes or into two distinct parts, and choose the cud. The cud is the partially digested food that is regurgitated from an animal's stomach. You must not eat any four-footed land animal that chews the cud or that has a divided hoof, such as the camel, because the animal chews the cud but does not have divided hoofs. That animal is unclean to you. The coney, a small rock-dwelling animal also known as a hyrax, is unclean to you, because it chews the cud but does not have divided hooves. The hare, or rabbit, is unclean to you, because it chews the cud but does not have divided hoofs. The swine, or pig, is unclean to you, because it does not chew the cud, although it has divided hooves. You must not eat their flesh. You must not touch their dead body. They are unclean to you. Water animals. The Lord continued speaking to Moses and to Aaron. You may eat all animals in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers that have fins and scales. You must not eat any animal in the waters, in the seas, or in the rivers that do not have fins or scales. They are an abomination to you. Animals in the water that have no fins and no scales are an abomination to you. You will not eat their flesh or touch their dead bodies. Whatsoever has no fins or no scales in the waters is an abomination to you. Air animals. The Lord continued speaking to Moses and to Aaron. These are the fowls that are an abomination to you. You will not eat the eagle, the ostrich, the osprey, the vulture, the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, the owl, the nighthawk, the cuckoo, the hawk after his kind, the little owl, the cormorant, the great owl, the swan, the pelican, the gier eagle, the stork, the heron after her kind, the lapwing, and the bat. They are an abomination to you. Insects that fly and walk. The Lord continued speaking to Moses and to Aaron. All fowls that creep, that walk on all four legs, will be an abomination to you. Yet you may eat every flying, creeping thing that walks on all four legs, which have legs above their feet, to leap on the earth. You may eat the locust after his kind, the bald locust after his kind, the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. But all other flying, creepy things which have 4 feet will be an abomination to you. Whosoever touches the carcass of them will be unclean until the evening. Whosoever carries or touches any part of the dead body of these animals will wash their clothes and will be unclean until the evening. Land animals. The Lord continued speaking to Moses and to Aaron. Everyone will be unclean who touches the dead body of any 4-footed land animal that has divided hooves, but does not have hooves that are split into 2 distinct toes, or split into 2 distinct parts, or chews the cud. Animals with paws. The Lord continued speaking to Moses and to Aaron. Whatever animal walks on their paws among all manner of 4-footed pawed animals that walk on all 4 legs, those are unclean to you. Whosoever touches their dead body will be unclean until evening. Anyone who carries this animal's dead body will wash their clothes and will be unclean until the evening. These animals are unclean to you. Note, in Leviticus Chapter 11, verse 27, the King James Version uses the word beasts, but the Hebrew Bible, Masoretic text, uses the word chaya, which refers to 4-footed quadrupeds such as lions, dogs, cats, bears, etc. Therefore, to maintain clarity, the SSB will use the term 4-footed pawed animals, where the Hebrew Bible uses the term chaya. End of note. Creeping things that creep on the earth. The Lord continued speaking to Moses and to Aaron. These will also be unclean to you among the creeping things that creep on the earth: the weasel, the mouse, the tortoise after his kind, the ferret, the chameleon, the lizard, the snail, and the mole. These creepy animals are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever touches their dead body will be unclean until the evening. Whatsoever these creepy animals fall on, when they are dead, it will be unclean, whether it is a vessel of wood, clothing, skin, or leather, or a sack, whatsoever vessel it is, wherein any work is done, it must be put into water, and it will be unclean until the evening, for it to be cleansed. Every earthly vessel wherein any of them fall, whatsoever is in the vessel, will be unclean, and you will break the vessel. Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water comes into contact will be unclean, and all liquid that may be consumed in every such vessel shall be unclean. And everything whereon any part of their carcass falls will be unclean, whether it is on the oven or on the ranges for the pots. They will be broken down because they are unclean, and will be unclean to you. Nevertheless, a fountain or pit wherein there is plenty of water will be clean, but the water that touches the creepy animal's dead body will be unclean. If any part of their carcass falls on any sowing seed which is to be sown, that seed will be clean. If any water is put on the seed, and any part of their carcass falls thereon, the seed will be unclean to you. Land animals continued. The Lord continued speaking to Moses and to Aaron. If any four-footed land animal of which you may eat dies, the person who touches the four-footed land animal will be unclean until the evening. The person who eats from the animal's carcass will wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. Also, the person who carries the animal's carcass will wash their clothes and be unclean until the evening. Creeping things continued. The Lord continued speaking to Moses and to Aaron. Every creeping thing that creeps on the earth will be an abomination. It will not be eaten. Whatsoever goes on the belly, and whatsoever goes on all four, or whatsoever has more feet among all creepy things that creep on the earth, you will not eat them, because they are an abomination. You will not make yourselves abominable with any creepy thing that creeps on the earth, neither will you make yourselves unclean with them, so that you would be thereby defiled. For I am the Lord your God. You will therefore sanctify yourselves, and you will be holy, because I am holy. Neither will you defile yourselves with any manner of creepy thing that creeps on the earth. I am the Lord that brought you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Therefore, you will be holy, because I am holy. This is the law of the land animals, the law of the fowl, the law of every living creature that moves in the waters, and the law of every creature that creeps on the earth. These laws will help you know the difference between the unclean animals and the clean animals, and between the animals that may be eaten and the animals that must not be eaten.